Hello, beautiful beings, infinite blessings. Thank you for tuning in. It's such an honor to connect with you within any space and time, as this moment that I am currently tapping in within is actually infinite because you can receive it, experience it, and essentially be in it with me at any given time beyond this time. So, just a casual little, you know, quantum experience we're having. Okay, beautiful. So, hello, hello. I'll give a few minutes for people to kind of join in. So, my intention here, this story that I recently experienced, and it's kind of funny too. Uh, and then, yeah, we'll get into the transmission that I have for a while now been guided to share and essentially have just been integrating codes about so that I can properly translate it. So, in the highest frequency. They're like, yes. The highest frequency is necessary for the transmission because really, information is nothing without frequency behind it, without intention, without, yeah, presence, even, whether it's the giver or the receiver. So, yeah. So, yesterday, I woke up and did my regular gratitude routine and got up to go to the bathroom, go pee. And as I was peeing, I used the last of my toilet paper roll. And I was like, okay. I observed later that that was actually my last toilet paper roll. And I didn't really follow into, I just didn't feel called to like buy mass amounts of like officially started in my area the mandatory quarantine yet. So yeah, I just didn't really feel called to like go into the fear. I have prepared with like extra food, but I just didn't feel called to like buy extra toilet paper until I actually needed it. I like couldn't do it. So I went to the grocery store and I was like, oh, I should probably go early because these people are probably like wiping out the shelves early. And so I went early and I discovered that every grocery store and they're like, not for a while. We have like back orders now because we had to order so much for this time. So, in that moment, I acknowledged that even before the official, like, mandatory quarantine has occurred in my area, I was personally experiencing what is apparently everyone's worst fear of not having toilet paper. Going to the bathroom and not being able to wipe your butt. We thought that it was public speaking, we thought that it was this, all this. That's not the worst fear, it's apparently toilet paper. That's what people go to first. So, in this awareness, before this even happened, I'm experiencing the worst fear anyone could have about not having toilet paper. And I realized that I was actually experiencing this to anchor in a frequency about it. Because when I realized that like there wasn't a way that I was going to be able to buy toilet paper within the next few days, I didn't freak out. I didn't freak out. It didn't trigger me. It didn't even really bother me at all. And I acknowledged I'm anchoring in a frequency. Me having that personal experience of everyone's biggest fear, at least in this time, I know I'm being dramatic with that, but and like not being scared and like being able to be like, huh, okay. And like make jokes with like the grocery store people, the restockers, and yeah, just like essentially be in this actually allowed me to also manifest some toilet paper. Like my neighbor, I got home and was like, hey, bro, do you have a roll of toilet paper? And he's like, I have 50. And I was like, cool, could I have like three? So we're all good. But in that moment, I was really experiencing that. And it was like, wow, okay, all right, no one's going to give me toilet paper. Everyone's hoarding this shit. This is like gold at this point. So I transmuted it. And after that, in the grocery store, I walked over to the health section, and from the back, I saw this elderly woman who works there and always helps me out. And we always have beautiful conversations in the little health supplement section. And I saw the back of her head and couldn't see anything. She was just like standing on this ladder, and I could see the back of her. And I walked up and I heard, ask her how she's doing. Didn't even hesitate. I say out loud, and how are you doing this time? And slowly she turns around and her face is bright red and her face and her hair is completely soaked with tears She had been bawling her eyes out. She was like, "I'm pretending to restock this, but I can't stop crying." And I just like ran up to her and I was holding my heart and I like of course would have given her a hug usually, but I want to respect her space and she was an elderly woman and I'm just like holding space for her and I'm like, "Oh, I so feel you. I so feel you. I so feel this." And just started giving her encouraging words, channeling some things and not like getting too out there, just being like, "It will all be over soon. It will all be over soon." I've talked to her a few times, but I don't really know. I don't want to like trigger anyone in person, like saying, "Yeah, it's all fear propaganda though, like this is all some fucking bullshit." Like saying something like that, if people aren't ready to receive it, especially in this traumatic, chaotic time, it's just not the time. So I was just giving like encouraging, positive words of affirmation, like, "This will be over soon and promise it will be better." And she looked at me and she was like, "It's not even about like the craziness in this grocery store. Like, I've almost gotten tackled multiple times and it's not even that. It's actually that someone did this. This isn't just like a random sickness, like something's happening here." And I looked at her and I was like, "I know. I know. We know. Lots of us know. And we see you. We're here with you." And she just started bawling and bawling. And she was like, "You can't talk to people about this stuff. Thank you so much for coming to me. You must be an empath. You're an empath. Yes. You felt me. How did you know?" I was bawling my eyes out. And just starts going into all these things. And I was just like holding space for her, reassuring to her. And then she looks at me and she's like, "I honestly wouldn't be here if it wasn't for my cat?" And there's a synchronicity I'll share with you in just a second. And all I responded was, "Oh, your cat." Because I just felt like the frequency and the love and the connection she has with her cat in that moment. And she all of a sudden looks at me and word vomits, "My cat's a Pleiadian." Literally, like, "My cat's a Pleiadian." And I was like, "Oh, yes, she is." And this woman knows nothing about me, literally knows nothing about me. I've just seen her a few times. She has no idea that I know what Pleiadians are, let alone have been channeling them personally for 5 years. And I'm like, "Yes, she is." And from that moment, we stopped talking and we just like locked in frequencies. And we're just staring with each other and both put our hands on our hearts at the same time. And I'm talking about this is like the random elderly grocery woman who like it was just a random scenario and we were having like one of the most powerful heart-centered moments like ever. And it was like in the middle of this grocery store where all this chaos is happening and people kept coming up to her like, "Can you help me find this? Can you help?" And she couldn't break it. We couldn't break out of it. We just kept looking at each other and holding love. And like 5 people literally tried to get her attention, like doing things in front of her face. And we just didn't break it. We just held it. And so I looked at her after this, and it was time to transition. We started breathing and kind of like we acknowledged that our transmission and the codes that we were sharing and connecting to had completed in that moment. And I looked at her and I was like, "There are lots of us. We're all around the world. You're not alone." And she's like, "I know I'm not alone. I just feel like I'm alone." And I'm like, "You're not. I'm here. I've come into your field. And more of us will continue to do so. We know what's happening. Keep holding the light. I love you." And I literally said, "I love you" to this woman, and she's like, "I love you." And it was just the most healing, incredible thing in the entire world. So I just want to say, like, there are these types of opportunities that are coming from this scenario and situation. It really like it appears to be worst case scenario, but I'm telling you that's usually how it goes. It is definitely going to work out for the benefit of all, I promise. And then actually after that grocery trip, not only was it random that she was like, "I would be so alone. I would have died if it wasn't for my cat. My cat is a Pleiadian." But I was on my way to go pick up my new cat who I've had multiple dreams of in the past few weeks, and one of them specifically being, um, I was shown how an angel was incarnated and even saw the actual energetic process and the layers of how this happens, how an angel incarnates into form into a cat, and this cat found me and became my best friend in my dream. And so it was just obvious. It was like, okay, yeah, necessary to get a cat. So I did so, and I have a magical little baby. I will actually just show you because he is a Lyran, like an actual little Lyran, and he's a little snow leopard Bengal. So he's like an actual little cheetah. And yeah, it was necessary for me to connect back with him in this life at this time. Because if I'm quarantined for a while, which I honestly am supporting the quarantine for everyone, I think this is necessary. I don't think it's only like the virus that is creating this. Mother Earth wants us to stop traveling so much, stop going so fast, stop spending so much money, stop consuming so much shit, and slow down, come back to ourselves. So I'm absolutely honoring this time right now. And yeah, might as well, get a little a Lyran angel incarnate as a friend during this time. So it was necessary, and I'm really grateful. And it was just so beautiful and synchronistic that literally, as I was on my way to go pick up my kitty, this woman like word vomits to me, "My cat is a Pleiadian." It was like, oh, yeah, okay, all right, yes, absolutely. So yeah, I just wanted to share that with you all. And also leading into, mm, wow, catching on some of your comments. You guys are so on point. It is incredible how intelligent you all are. I just want to say, like, I'm so grateful. Mm, yes. So, so the reason for my coming on here today in specifics is to tap into and share with you the incredible opportunity that we all have here on Earth right now, because multidimensional and extraterrestrial beings are now closer and making more contact than ever before. I personally have been connecting with and channeling the Arcturians, and mostly the Arcturians, but also the Pleiadians, and also Lyrans and Andromedans, a few other star races. They will come to me in different layers, but for the most part, it's been very Arcturian for the past 5 years. And now, when these beings first came to me, I knew nothing about channeling. I knew nothing about extraterrestrial beings. I had always believed that they were aliens, but I had never really been like a conspiracy theorist or anything, and had never really read any book ever before, really. I don't really read. And so when these beings first approached me, it was very profound and it was very tangible. And yes, I have experienced them in physical form, and I do believe, I am confirmed to believe and receive that these beings will be making an appearance very soon here on planet Earth. Now, this is purposed, this is all destined, and this is to assist us in this shift. Because these beings, Earth is not the only land mass or civilization or live planet that exists within the solar system. There are multiple galaxies and also multiple beings who have shifted to a higher frequency so they can exist in a higher level of consciousness and a different dimension that perhaps isn't tangible in form. And they exist in different layers of our dimensional experience that we have here on Earth. And so these beings have been with us forever, since the beginning of time. And they've been connecting with us and communicating with us a lot over the past like 15 years. They have been coming forever, but in a new way. Their frequency has shifted to be able to come to visit us on a more tangible level in the past 15 years specifically. And every year we have been shifting in vibration to allow that even more. And so these beings may come to you and these beings desire to come to you to assist you with information, with guidance, with a greater understanding and understanding of what you're personally experiencing and your purpose in experiencing that. So if you are here on Earth right now, there is no coincidence. This is not a mistake. This is one of the most potent times in the shift of history for Earth. And you have chosen to be here, as well as have chosen to be a part of this particular mission because you are here tapped into and tuned into this space right now. So these beings may come to you through consciousness. They may come to you through thoughts, through a form of channeling, through energy. Personally, that's how I often experience them, where information will come through and I will feel a particular energy. This may translate as color, as as a certain color, and maybe that's how you can discern which star race you are connecting with. Maybe it comes through sound. There are different frequencies that resonate with different star races and personalities and energies, and you can learn to discern from that. Um, and they also may come to you through like a cognitive knowing. So less of like thoughts, it may be sound, it may be feeling, it may be vibrational, or it may just be an internal knowing. And it also may be physically. Personally, when I have experienced these beings physically, it has been in times of healing where these beings have come to, um, and I haven't had physical conversations with them or conversations with them when I experience them physically. It's more so of, um, yeah, there's no speaking, it's full telepathy the entire time. Similar to when channeling, but a little bit less. When it's just channeling and I'm not experiencing them in my physical reality, I'm more so just experiencing their vibration and their consciousness. The information is a lot more potent and detailed. But when I've experienced them physically multiple times now, it has been for healing, where they have actually levitated my body, where they have extracted things from my body, where they have put in light into my body, where they have fixed and rearranged things within my body, and also a few times just made themselves visible to let me know that they're there. So there are multiple different ways that these beings can come to you. And this is like no joke. This is not just like, oh, like I would not be speaking of this. I would not be sharing this if it weren't 1,000% accurate in what I was actually experiencing in my reality. I have a lot of things to talk about. I would definitely be sharing about something else. But this is real and this is true. And it may be a little bit far out for some people to connect to at this time, and that's totally fine because that's where you're at. And as confirmed, I never really get bothered by or fear sharing this information too early because soon, very soon, and now sooner than ever, all will know, all will be revealed. Truly. All that we have been speaking about, the shift, the transformation, the higher consciousness that is coming in, this is it. It's right here. It's right now. This is the process of it. And there's only such chaos in the first chapter. So keep trusting this process and know that the more that you anchor your frequency of knowing and perhaps focus on the positives that are coming from this, because there are lots of positives that are coming from this worldwide situation right now, then those situations can make themselves more available to you. They can reveal to you more. When you focus on them, then they're like, okay, all right, here they are. This is a positive thing. This is a powerful thing. And right now, specifically, it's actually a combination of why, and they're asking me to actually not share specifically why in this particular time they're coming, so you can actually just feel into your own intuition, and perhaps that information will be shareable at a different time. But they're coming more specifically right now at this time because contact and connection and guidance and higher frequency embodiment and attunement and belief is more important than ever right now. These are the tools that can actually shift us into a better state from all of this. Because that is truly what is happening from this. So, yes, open up to and feel into the deeper connection that is looking to come in for you from source, from spirit, from God. It doesn't matter who you connect to or resonate with. Perhaps if you are religious, it's Jesus or Yeshua, the ascended master, that is coming in to connect with you. Perhaps it is angels. Perhaps they are cosmic beings like I usually experience. And you can experience an array of different beings that channel to you because sometimes I receive angels coming to me, especially when I'm channeling for other people. It's always a plethora of different guides. There's mermaids, there's fairies, there's elves, there's angels, there's deities, there's gods, there's goddesses, there's all different types of beings that essentially express in a particular form and personality to carry through and connect with and relate to a certain frequency. Okay, they're asking me to explain that a little bit more. So, the difference between Arcturians and Pleiadians and Lyrians and um, different deities and angels, and the reason why they incarnate and they express in these different forms is because similar to us, just as we are all derived of the same source and we are all just individual expressions of the same source with different personalities and characteristics and desires, so are the higher dimensional beings. They too are expressions of the same source, the same God, the same creator, the same universe, the same energy. However, they manifest through different expressions, personalities, forms, energies, because they carry different forms of information, different messages, different purposes, and different energies. So, for example, when I have certain beings come in, for example, a goddess is wanting to make herself present. Recently, a goddess has been coming in for me. Well, it's been about like 2 years now, but that's more recent in terms of my channeling and guides. Um, a goddess has come through for me, and she's like an empress. She's a queen. She's a priestess. She's all of the above. And she's come in with her certain energy. Again, she is derived at the same source, but she's come in with her specific energy to share with me and to encourage more grace, more ease, more embodiment, more divine feminine energy. And when she comes in, it is very different the way that I am energetically affected and connected than when perhaps my cosmic beings come in. When my cosmic beings come in, for example, when it's Pleiadians, it's very it's very information and mission based. It's all about the higher perspective. It's all about how we are shifting to the higher frequency. And yes, that is tragedy. Yes, that is tragedy, but it is all purposed. And it is all positive eventually. It is all necessary, just as death is necessary for life and life is necessary for death. It is two in the same. So the Pleiadians are very like mission oriented, transmit the information, share with the humans. The Arcturians are a little bit more advanced in frequency and vibration and a little bit more mature, where it's a lot slower. The information is more potent, I find. They're master healers. They come to heal me. They personally are the ones who come to like heal my physical body, my mental body, my emotional body, my energetic body. The Pleiadians more so channel information to me. And then angels have different purposes. I could go over all of the list, but to not make this so personal and more so allow you to have your own experience, I'm just expressing this to convey the different forms in which these energies will manifest and translate and channel to you in order to invoke a certain energy within you, in order to connect with a certain part of you. So, yes. I would love to take a second to answer a few questions. If you guys have questions about these beings coming through, they would love to. Hmm. What's up, fellow humans? Isis. Yes, she's a really powerful goddess. She is incredible. Hmm. Hmm. Huh. Wow. You guys are so epic. There's a name that was that was in my dream. I'm not going to say it out loud, but thank you. And yes, Jesus, Yeshua is a cosmic being too. Yes, so that is my point. When I refer to cosmic beings, I'm more so referring to them as extraterrestrials, like aliens, because they are. They are like aliens. They look different than all of the photos show because those are mostly photos of grays, which also aren't always negative. Grays are actually here to ascend as well, many of them. And that could be like a whole other a whole other thing. But I speak to cosmic beings specifically. Yes, we are all cosmic, all goddesses, all gods, all deities, all extraterrestrial and higher dimensional beings are cosmic, and we are cosmic as well because we are a part of the galaxy. We are the galaxy. We are an expression of the galaxy. But I more so just say that to connect to um, certain resonance. Yes, positive is always an attitude. Okay, here, I think. All right. Do you believe in physical traits? Do you believe in physical traits channeling certain goddesses? For example, I have huge curly hair and always feel connected with other curly headed queens. Yes, absolutely. We are embodiments as we are for a reason, for a specific purpose. And you even bring up the hair. I believe, particularly, and have connected to. Um, that our hair, the way that it forms and shapes and expresses, is a reflection of our personal energy, of um, our personality. So, like, if you notice people with like slick, more dense hair, are usually like a little bit more like controlled, or like a little bit more sleek in their expression, or curly hair, people usually have a big energy. They're usually loud. They're usually expressive. And obviously this like is subject to change and not be for everyone, but I've just observed that. Um, and yeah, truly our physical manifestations are representations of certain parts of ourselves. Absolutely, for sure. And we have chosen these things. Hmm. Ooh, uh, what is my oh my gosh, they're going so fast. I'm sorry. I'm trying to read them. It's also like this text is really small. Hmm. Ooh, can you please share a ritual on how you experience this contact with other cosmic beings? Absolutely, yes. Thank you. This is very important. Thank you for giving me permission and allowing me to share and reminding me to share. Okay, so these beings coming in, they come at a certain frequency and resonance. So if you feel that you are scared or you're like, "Oh my god, like there's no way if I ever see an alien I'll freak out," then they will not come, and out of respect to you. That is them respecting you because they do speak frequency, and they actually can only come to and meet you at a certain plane and in this physical space, or perhaps a channeling space, because of a certain frequency. So it is necessary for you to be attuned to a certain resonance and frequency in order to experience this connection. So if you feel fear, that will send them back. If they do come, perhaps you are feeling like you're ready and you work yourself to a certain energy, and it also doesn't have to happen like you have to initiate it. Often these beings come to me at times when I am not expecting it, but it is most necessary. And that is usually always how I personally experience it, because I personally don't call these beings in, or I do at times if I'm doing healings or if I want to channel a specific energy, but for the most time, they will come to me and they will let me know when it's time for me to receive information and connect to a certain frequency. But so, in order to connect with these beings, you connect with your own frequency, you raise your own frequency. And if you have, coming back to what I was saying, if you've decided that you are ready to connect with these beings and you shift your frequency, and perhaps you do your own ritual where maybe you light a candle, or maybe you light an incense, or maybe you do some mudras, or maybe you do some breath work, or maybe you soak in a bath. Use some type of earth element or something that essentially can shift the energy for you or declare that you are stepping into a new energy. And um, if you feel you're ready for that and you've worked your frequency and you're there, and then say these beings come, and then you realize at that moment, oh, you're scared and you prefer not to, they will transition immediately. They will shift out of frequency immediately, because it is necessary to hold and stabilize a certain frequency in order to receive the proper connection and communication with these beings. And now that's also like a lot less intense than it may sound to you. It doesn't mean you have to be perfect. It doesn't mean that you have to um, do a bunch of different like things, that you have to be vegan. It doesn't mean that you have to live a conscious lifestyle. It preferably, like, please do that. But your choice. But it doesn't mean that to be existing at a high frequency. To exist at a high frequency, that is declared by you. That is connected to your personal version of it. So it's not that there's like a certain like 777 hertz frequency. You have to reach this frequency in order to connect with the beings. It doesn't work like that. It's your own specific frequency. And the highest frequency for me is most likely different for the highest frequency of another being, just because we are different beings and we are channeling different energies and we are conduits and vessels of frequency for different reasons. So we emanate and exist at different frequencies. And then that's also why, just speaking in frequency, when you resonate at a specific frequency, you can attract or magnetize certain people into your life or pass by them, or it's because you are resonating at a certain frequency or an opportunity or a situation. And you may notice when one of those things happen, if they are in theme of a blessing or a miracle, if they're a positive thing, you may notice, whoa, I didn't even really do anything intentionally to shift my frequency, but I was in a higher frequency because I experienced this, or because I didn't get mad at this, or because I meditated this morning, or whatever the case is. And then this miracle happened. And then this blessing happened. So it's not about like, meditating for hours and being like, I want to connect with these beings right now. I mean, that is actually a possibility, and you actually may fully be able to do that. They're saying, like, yes, there are actually some beings who are to do that, who are to sit in meditation for hours and finally receive the connection and communication that they have been internally craving and that was contracted and planned and agreed upon before you incarnated into this body. So, that is a way to do it. And it's also a way to do it just to have the clear intention and to clear any of your fears about shifting and experiencing unknown things, mysterious things, and just doing morally what is right for you in every moment. And hopefully, what is morally right for you is in benefit to yourself and those in your environment and all others as well. But it really is about belief systems and what you give yourself permission to experience and connect to. Hmm. Someone said they're of the lion people. Yes, those are the Lyrans or the Lyrians. I personally, everyone on the internet calls them Lyrians. They have come to me, and actually, I've heard Lyrans. Like that is the word that they have introduced themselves as, Lyrans. So I personally call them Lyrans. But yeah, someone said I fuck with the Greys. Yeah, it's actually really interesting. There has been a lot of information about grays being negative, and there are some aspects because of situations that happened in their prior lifetimes where they actually did disconnect to an empathic emotional part of themselves. So they haven't been able to fully connect with humans in the most graceful way because of that. However, Earth right now, hmm, Earth right now is the only landmass in our galaxy that has the opportunity to ascend, that is ascending. So the entire galaxy is here watching now. The entire galaxy is here to assist us and help us because our Earth affects the rest of the galaxy. Earth is not just for humans. It is actually a very small piece of a much bigger part in which is a part of another part. So these beings are here to connect with us now. And because Earth has the opportunity to ascend, many beings from different planetary systems are wanting to come and connect with us who have already ascended and who are still ascending in their own way, but they're like much more ascended than us. But they're still ascending in their own way and assist us through this process because it also helps them. And we are also versions of them. We are incarnates of them. They're parallel versions of us. And I could go into that forever, but to keep into this space. And so the beings who perhaps the extraterrestrial beings and multidimensional beings that perhaps were of a lower vibrational force or a negative force, like actually had like a negative intention before, grays or reptilians and other beings as well. Not all of them are bad anymore because Earth has the opportunity to ascend. They have the opportunity to ascend. So a lot of these beings who have incarnated as grays or reptilians no longer resonate with that mission anymore, with that old, outdated way of being. There's not the same type of satiation or fulfillment from the fuel of fear anymore. So these beings that were perhaps lower vibrational are now coming to Earth and assisting with Earth to ascend. Greys are looking to ascend. Reptilians are looking to ascend. These beings are looking to ascend with us. Hmm. Mhm. Yes, exactly. So we are giving them a chance to ascend as we are connecting with these beings. And so know that you are already playing your part. You're doing perfect, exactly what you're doing, exactly in your space. Keep trusting. But if you do feel called to connect with extraterrestrial or higher dimensional beings, they do wish to connect with you and they do wish to assist you in the highest possible way to provide you tools, to provide you information, guidance, to help you create solutions, to let you know things that perhaps could not have been perceived from your space or from any human space, and hmm, to shift your vibration overall so you are healthier, so you are more intelligent, so you are more connected, so you feel better in your physical body. Because extraterrestrial beings look at the human body as a masterpiece, as a universe in its own. And they think that it's funny that we say, "You have the universe inside of you." They're like, "Yeah, you are the universe. Like, you are literally an expression of the universe." And they find us so delicately perfect just as we are. So knowing that and allowing yourself, giving yourself full permission to believe that you are perfect exactly how you are, and the state and the phase that you are expressing in and existing in is purposed for your particular mission, and it will attract the perfect guide for you. The perfect extraterrestrial or multidimensional being that has the best codes and tools for you. Hmm. And knowing that, yes, oh yes, there are many winged creatures. Some of the lyrans that I've seen are winged lions. I've seen a few, these were Antares beings, specifically white winged lions with these incredible blue eyes. And I find that the winged lions are very different than the like feline lyrans. They have like very different personalities, very different. Um, the feline beings are a little bit more like kind of like cats actually, where it's like they're good in their own energy. Yes, they're here to assist and bring love and beauty and connection, but at the same time they're very content and in their own energy, and they look and they make sure that they see the environment properly. And then the white winged lions or the winged lyran beings, they're not all white furred, um, but these are a little bit more like encompassing. Like they always hug me with their wings. They like come straight over to me and kind of like a lion, like almost like tackle me in a way with their wings, and I'm like wrapped into a hug. And now this I experience uh, through my third eye. This I experience not physically. I actually haven't experienced Lyran beings in the physical. It's really only been Arcturians, and then a few other beings too, but consistently. And my kitty would like to say hi now. He just woke up again. He's been sleeping on my lap. He's literally the most precious guy. But yeah, we have the opportunity to assist these beings in ascending as they assist us. Ooh, beings, how can they help with music? When you are okay, so these extraterrestrial beings and higher dimensional guides that are coming through, they can help you with any of your projects, any of your hobbies, any of your creations, really anything that you are doing. If you would like to call these beings in real time, perhaps you're starting a project or you're about to create something, then you want to slow down. Move into slow motion and shift your cadence of breathing to where you are fueling and oxygenating every fiber, every cell within your body with every single breath. And now, this is a conscious thing that happens, and it may require a few breaths before you are fully connected to every ounce of you. And once you're in this space, setting the intention, perhaps you do something to physically declare that you are shifting the energy in your material reality, like light a candle or incense or play a song or something. But it could be silent. I prefer silence. And you breathe deeply, you set the intention, and you pay attention and listen to what is coming through. When you are intentionally connected to and tapped into an energetic source and a specific channel of vibration, you cannot pick up any other station. Often I get questions of clients recently have been, or even just messages on Instagram, people asking, I feel that other beings are wanting to contact me now, or I've had past experiences. How do I know that it's not a lower entity or a negative being? And this is solemnly based on your decision. If you decide and you declare within your energetic field that you only allow and accept and entertain and experience beings and energies of the highest, most benevolent frequency, then that is law. Every energetic being has no choice but to respect this law. So when you declare this with every bit of your body and being, it becomes so. So essentially, when you are watching a certain channel on TV or on a radio station and you are tuned in and picking up that channel, you're not seeing or hearing or receiving anything of what's on any other channel. It's all your channel. And now this is very real. And this is all okay. They're just showing all of the different people that this is necessary for, and I just want to make sure that I'm giving all of the information that will be of assistance. Um, and knowing that even if you have experienced lower entities before, or ghosts or anything, a lot of psychics, a lot of intuitives go through a phase where they experience shadows or demons or darker energies or ghosts before they're able to connect to the light. And this is just a part of their karmic process, their past life situations, as well as their initiation for really being able to stabilize, harness, and hold their specific frequency. And also, they receive data collection and information and lessons. It's all custom to everyone. Whatever you experienced is perfect and purpose for your particular experience. But if you have experienced any of those, know that your frequency has now shifted. And this is in honor of the shift within Earth. This is a collective shift that has happened. And you are no longer tapped into the old grids that you once were. You are no longer serving the same mission or the same purpose. And knowing that you have the sovereign ability, the power, the control to declare what energies you are receiving, experiencing, channeling, emitting, and expressing. Truly. And that is actually your responsibility. So it is far better to explore this space, connect to these different parts of yourself and your sources, because essentially these higher dimensional beings, these extraterrestrial beings, yes, they are expressing in a different form than us, and we experience them externally, so we don't connect with them as if they are us. However, these are all different aspects of us. The certain specific beings that come to you, you have agreed upon connecting with prior to being here. They are a part of you. They may be you. They may be another aspect of you that is currently existing in a parallel reality on another planet, in another star system, in another form. And because you are shifting your frequency and the collective frequency and the entire earth grid has shifted and risen so much, you are now able to merge these parallel realities to experience these beings. Because time is becoming more and more irrelevant and inaccurate, actually. And um, it's becoming layered. That's what they're showing. Time is now layered. When it says it's 5:05, it's not just 5:05. It's every time. It's every time, and not just in different time zones, but that is actually a good way to connect to it. But it's every time, always. So, yes, allowing yourself to connect to these aspects of yourself that connect with these higher dimensional beings, this is the purpose. And this is actually how you move past any fear. And if you find yourself not called to this at all whatsoever, that is totally fine. And that's perfect because that's where you're at. There are belief systems and things that are in the background, programs that are not yet ready to experience this. So honor that. And perhaps if you feel ready, or if you have the desire, but you don't feel ready yet, you can work on this too. Setting the intention, acknowledging internally any fears that you may have, allowing them to come to surface so that you can look at them. Question these fears. Where did these fears come from? Are they even yours? Are they valid? And then alchemize, transmute, and just let go, and just let go. And if you can do that whenever a fear arises, if you can like be like, hey, wait. Like a fear is just passing by, you grab it, you're like, wait, all right, okay. So you have a fear of this. This doesn't make sense. There are no variables that connect to this. This is not even mine. This didn't even come from me. This doesn't even resonate with me. Huh. Let it go. Let it go. And you really can let it go just by and so it is. Hmm. Amazing. Okay. Wow, I've been on here for 47 minutes. Yeah, okay. Yeah, time is not here anymore. Um Definitely feels like I've been on here for like 11 minutes and 11 seconds. I said that just so I could say 11:11. So angel number confirmation, yes, you are guided and supported. Okay, and all of your comments are so incredible. There's oh wow. It's just yeah, I'm scared of cats. I love seeing your cat, all of these things. I like what are past it okay. Yeah. Actually this one, how can I let go of past aggressions? Ooh, I'm curious, well, how do you cut off channeling? Okay, I'm gonna answer these last two questions and then gonna go to a different dimension. Okay, how do you let go of past aggressions? So yes, kind of how I explained. If you have experienced something with like a human or a spiritual being or an energetic being that was a lower frequency and you no longer wish to carry that energy with you, again, this can be between you and your best friend or your mom or whoever, or you and like your great grandma's demon that lived in her house or whatever, whoever it's between. If you're still carrying a fear and an energy from that particular situation, um, you do the shadow work with it where you bring up that you surface that situation in a safe and controlled, contained environment where you can be safe and you can release and you can feel you're not going to be bothered. Perhaps you do have someone there to support you. And you bring this up, you speak it out loud to yourself. You talk about how you felt in it. And again, like I do this alone if I'm ever doing shadow work, and you let it come out of your body. And you can do different things from here solution wise. You can either then imagine a different situation having played out afterwards and decided some positive factors of that particular experience and imprint that into your mind and memory in replacement of these things. Or if it was just like, no, there's no positive in this and I just want to let this go, then once you have acknowledged it and spoken to it and gotten your own energy out of it, do some kind of shaking, some physical movement is necessary. Maybe you're like making a weird noise, like moving your head. I'm talking about just you have to shake and shift the energetic field in order for it to leave you fully. So, doing this physically also shakes your energetic aura around you as well. And then you can release it and then breathe and breathe. And you may need to do this a few times, but it's pretty effective, especially right now. All the practices, all the meditations, all the channeling, all the connections, all of everything is amplified right now. Everything is more powerful right now. This is the best time to do shadow work. This is the best time to manifest your dreams. This is the best time to um, dream up your dreams, up your purpose. And okay, how do you cut off channeling? Okay, if you would not like to receive connection to any beings or guides or your own channel, then you just ask and you declare. Okay, so yeah, if you have experienced perhaps a lot of information from a certain being and it is a good being and you love this being, but it's just kind of overwhelming you at this point, which I've had many clients experience. Perhaps it's what's happening there is it's actually just taking longer to integrate that energy because the frequency is so high, it just takes longer to integrate that energy. So if you are experiencing that, you can just say, I have experienced enough. I have seen enough. And you can say this to your field. I personally like talk to myself out loud all the time and I know that I'm not talking to just myself. I'm talking to the beings that are around me that are always present and this has been tangibly confirmed in my physical reality multiple times a day every single day to the point where if I denied it then I would be crazy. So that would make me crazy denying that this is actually real. So, if you were experiencing that, you can just declare and decide to them and say, This is my decision. I have experienced enough. Thank you. I will let you know when I'm ready again. I will declare when I am ready to receive more information. And you can say that. And yes. Mhm. And then when you were ready to receive information again, perhaps a day goes by and you're like, wait, I'm so ready again. Perhaps 3 years go by and you're like, okay, I think I'm ready again. Then you can just call them in again. But you will actually, if you do declare that and you ask them to leave your field and to close your channel, you do have to open it again and speak it to the beings, to yourself, out loud, to your field, to your energetic field, to your aura, speak it out loud so that you can receive that contact again because we do work based off of free will. So so even when I have experienced contact with beings, they want me to clarify this, when without like invoking it, like I don't just like in order to connect with these beings, I don't like sit myself down every time in order to do so. They come to me multiple times throughout the day and often in situations where yeah, multiple things are happening. So if you mm, so when these beings come through to you and you're experiencing this and you're calling it in, this is a subconscious thing. This doesn't always have to be physically. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm getting a lot right now. And they want me to clarify this particularly. Okay, even if you are not setting the current intention to receive guidance right now, but you do receive guidance, like I experience on just like the casual, that is because I have subconsciously and also agreed in other times that I want to receive contact and experience. So they come in the times when I am best positioned energetically, physically, emotionally to receive the information and to experience the translation in the way that they're desiring to translate it to me. So this is a subconscious thing. It's not like you have to keep declaring like I'm ready, I'm ready, I'm ready. Like they get it and they know and they're honoring you and they're respecting you and where you're at. And when it's time, when it's perfect, they will come through. Hmm. So thank you so much. Thank you so much to all the beautiful beings who have connected here and who have tapped in. Thank you for your donations. I so appreciate you, and it encourages me to continue to do this and allow myself to do this and channel this through. So thank you. I really appreciate you. And thank you for just commenting, for liking, for even just watching my content. If you've been watching my content and you just ghost me every single time, you never liked any of my shit, that's totally fine because I see you. And trust my guides see you too. So thank you, and I love you, and I appreciate you, and it means so much that you resonate with this information. It really does, because not everyone is connecting with this. Not everyone is getting this. So when I say it's an honor to connect with you, I really fucking mean it, because I am aware how advanced and how out there this information is. So if you resonate with me on that level, like that's a real thing. There's billions of people in the world. Thank you for being here with me. And I resonate with you too. Hmm. Infinite blessings. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Namaste.